This year in 2024, I will be embarking on my second feature film, and I will be taking you guys along for the entire ride. A little bit about this film. It is called Two Crime-Fighting Friends. It is an action comedy, and I want to take you along for the entire process. To get started, I want to tell you a little bit about what we have done so far. So toward the end of 2023, I wrote the rough draft for this script. It came out to around 90 or so pages, and so at this point, we are now doing rewrites and just fine-tuning that story. I've actually got a friend of mine who is helping me do some rewrites, so I've got him working on that, which is allowing me to sort of get started on some of the other tasks required to get the project started. Some of these other tasks is creating a lookbook. So the lookbook will have pretty much all the important information. It'll have a synopsis, it'll have reference images, it'll have a color palette. Eventually it'll have names of cast and crew that are attached to the project. So this lookbook can be used as a pitch deck. We can give it to investors. We can use it to get other people on board as cast and crew. And there's all sorts of things that you can do with a lookbook. As we go, I will be updating that lookbook so it has more and more information. The other thing that I am doing at the moment, along with the rewrites, is just refining the structure of the story. So when I was writing the rough draft, I was essentially just smashing it all out, doing the vomit draft, getting all the ideas onto the page. So naturally it's quite a bit messy. So now I just want to go back into it and just give it a bit of structure so it makes a little bit more sense and there's a bit more purpose to all the things that happen in the story. I've actually started to write down the scenes and the sequences on cards so I can place them out in front of me and I can just see what fits. I can see if there's anything that is sticking out. I can see if there's anything that isn't needed at all. And just because right now is the easiest time to make changes to the story, I don't want to film an entire scene only to later realize that it actually isn't serving the story and we are gonna cut it in the editing room or something. The other thing that I have already started doing is breaking down the script. So that's going through the script and just making lists of the locations we're gonna need, of how many actors we're gonna need, an estimate of how much background cast we will need, as well as just noting down a few of the key props that we're going to need as well. And so there are going to be a lot of changes through rewrites, but there are at least a few things that I know will stay the same. And at very least, once the rewrites are done, then I will simply update all of these lists. What is happening next in the process for this film? One of the first things that I'm going to try to do is bring on some kind of helper just to sort of divvy up some of the tasks and make it a bit easier, and also so we can get more done in a shorter amount of time. I'll also make up some concept art, so I'll do that either using Fiverr or, I guess I can try AI these days, which is a bit helpful. Then I will simply break down the scripts again once they have been finished and once they're ready for production. And then I will update all of the lists that I've made. Then after that, what I will do is I will break down the script and make a rough shot list. So the shot list will change once we actually bring a director of photography on board. But right now I want to make a rough shot list because having that will give me a much better idea of what we can fit into a shoot day. And then that'll tell me how many shoot days we will have in total. And then that'll give me a much clearer idea of our overall timeline for this project. Can we get it all done in a week? Can we get it all done in a month, 2 months? Whatever it might be. That's where we are so far. Hopefully I'll have a couple of updates for you in the near future. Feel free to check out Full Heart Films on social media. That is our film production arm of the brand. Keep an eye out for that for any updates, and I'll see you in the next video.